Good evening, Moncton High School, and welcome to the 2021 Awards Banquet. I'm one of your two hosts, Andrew McPherson. This is my 23rd year here at Moncton High School, and for about half that time, my co-host, Mr. Evans, and I have been hosting this event. Such as the year that it was, things are a little bit different this year. We've had this event in the old Moncton High Auditorium in their cafeteria. We've been on this stage for the last number of years, but sadly, this will be another virtual night. We chose to go ahead and do it. A lot of things were bantered about. Should we even run our clubs? Should we run our programs? How will this color work? How will that color work? We hope that the administration and staff, and students, and players, and members of our clubs and committees decided absolutely, let's go for it. Let's keep tradition alive. So we're really pleased tonight to continue some of our traditions. This is one of the highlights of the year for teachers. It's one of the reasons we got into teaching, to coach, and to work with our kids. So 60 some clubs and programs have worked most years at Moncton High School. We did our absolute best to continue with as much of that as possible. To look at the year in review, I'm going to pass things over to Mr. Evans.
Thank you. As always, I'm excited to be here on stage with you, Andrew. This was not a typical year, as Mr. McPherson has alluded to. We typically field or support more than 60 programs at Moncton High School as we danced around the orange phase, the yellow phase, the red phase, and the temporary school shutdown. We were still very active in our community with participation. We actually had two programs going towards provincial banner. Our golf team and our cheerleading team both finished fourth in the province. We had our Drama Fest this year. Our students did not get to participate live, obviously, but they did participate in a virtual Drama Fest. Our fall sports, as we danced through the orange and red phase, football team had to participate in a touch program. Our soccer team didn't manage to see a full season out. Our winter program, our sports, one of the most difficult times. We had incomplete seasons for both our hockey teams and our basketball teams. And now in the spring season, our rugby teams, we have 4 rugby teams on the go, all participating in touch rugby, and 3 volleyball teams who have been very successful this year. But the biggest success that we have to recognize this year would be through all of you, Moncton High students, who have kept this year, the COVID year, positive. You've been participating, committing, and you've been keeping us safe by following all the protocols. So thank you on behalf of the staff and students to all of you for keeping us safe as we move through these times. And as we move through the awards, I'll ask Andrew to now recognize the Big M Awards.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. So our Big M Award is something, like many of our awards, unique to Moncton High School. M from Moncton High School. We have a set of standards whereby every sport and club is awarded points. So the coach of said team at the end of a season will award each participant a certain number of points. Mr. Poirier, our athletic director, has a large black book of points that he keeps and follows a student through their 4 years at Moncton High School. So it's tradition here that 24 points after a 4-year career is what a student needs to achieve this Big M Award. We have many staff members who attended Moncton High School. Some of those staff members are still very proud to have been recipients of that Big M Award. Don't think I'm missing anyone, and a little shout out to some of our former Big M winners, our acting principal Scott Farrell, Mr. Eagles, Mrs. Burke, Mr. Story, Mr. Garrett and Chris West, and I was lucky enough to win one of these Big M's as well, way back in 1990. So this year we have 23 students who have met the criteria. Now, it should be noted that because of the year that it was, we've lowered the number of points a student needs down to 20, just because not all clubs and programs ran this year. So congratulations, heartfelt congratulations in alphabetical order to these grade 12 recipients of the very prestigious Big M Award: Maggie Belmar, Austin Black, Brooklyn Carruthers, Courtney Carter, Felicia Frizzell, Noah Geddes, Micah Griffiths, Dylan House, Tyler Ivany, Kaylee Johnson, Jessica Landry, Brennan LeBlanc, Jesse Lee, Emma Legier, Mackenzie McClellan, Kayla Murray, Miranda Miles, Abby Perry, Angel Perry, Vivian Platt, Carly Smith, Abby Strang, and Kylie Vino. It is something we encourage our kids to do from the moment they get here in grade 9. Get involved, get involved. There are this many clubs and organizations, drama, something for everyone. This is the age where students work, and many of our students work 20, 30 hours. They're borderline full-time jobs. And to get involved at this kind of level really means something. This is a career at Moncton High of doing just that. It's the reason our school goes. It's the reason we love to work with kids, because they've been so involved. So heartfelt congratulations.
My name is Emma Legier, and I'm currently the 2020 to 2021 Student Council President. I will be presenting the following awards on behalf of the Student Council. The following 3 awards are new additions to Moncton High's Awards Night ceremony. The awards came about through discussions with students who believe Moncton High School should also be awarding students who go above and beyond for our school and its Purple Nights in ways that have not been traditionally recognized. First, the Innovation Award was created to recognize a student who adheres to the global competencies and goes above and beyond curricular expectations to create solutions for problems within our school or society. The student receiving this award is creative, solution-oriented, open-minded, and articulate in their execution. The Innovation Award goes to Shirley Joubert.
Secondly, the Equality, Inclusivity, and Diversity Award is awarded to a student who recognizes the importance and positive effects that come from having a diverse school population. For example, 25% of Moncton High students are non-Canadian born, and we have 26 languages other than English and French spoken within our school. The students receiving this award makes continuous efforts to ensure everything is accessible at Moncton High for all students. They have recognized a shortcoming or a roadblock to a particular population's success and have continuously worked towards an improvement or solution on behalf of others. The Equality, Inclusivity, and Diversity Award goes to Brianna and Inez.
Hi, my name is Will Gulliver, and I will be presenting the Empathy Award. This award will be given to a student who has demonstrated impressive and generous assistance and support to others. The student has gone above and beyond to ensure that all of Moncton High students are seen and heard. The student encompasses compassion, awareness, and strives to make each student's day a little brighter. I am pleased to announce that this award goes to Evan Edwards.
The Purple Pro Award is an award chosen by Student Council to recognize a teacher who has made excellent contributions to the student body and to the life of Moncton High School. This year's recipient is no exception. This teacher has been on staff at Moncton High School for several years, working previously at the old MHS and transitioning to the new Moncton High School. Students describe her as kind, warm, intelligent, and she always seems to have a smile on her face. She's an integral part of our Parent School Support Committee, attending all meetings. She can often be seen supporting Purple on Fridays and always supports Student Council theme days by wearing pajamas, touristy outfits, and jerseys. She has taught in the science department but is also an advocate for our EAL students. Here is what grade 12 student Mohammed Al-Douli had to say about this teacher. I love everything about this lady. She is very helpful. Also, she is very kind and patient. For instance, the first day I came to Moncton High, she was the person who changed my mind about staying in school. She taught me English and math. In the beginning, she was the only teacher I understood because she had a good way to teach newcomers to Canada. She gave all the students she talks to a lot of confidence. This is a teacher who is a positive role model. I feel that by listening to her. Nothing is impossible to do. When I first came to Moncton High, she was patient and kind to me and always tried to help. She inspires others to be patient and learn. For all these reasons and so many more, Student Council is beyond thrilled to present Ms. McManamant with the 2020 to 2021 Purple Pro Award.
When I first started teaching at Moncton High School some 15 or 16 years ago, one of the first things I noticed was the outstanding performing arts and music programs that we had. probably, and I would say without argument, the best program in the entire province. Moving into the new school, we constantly discuss the lack of auditorium, but through the guidance of Mrs. Wood and Mr. Pellerin, our music program and our performing arts program, the huge, rich tradition that has been through Moncton High lives on, and through the many changes, they still provide a fantastic program. I'll now ask Mrs. Wood and Mr. Pellerin to speak on behalf of the outstanding music contribution and the outstanding performing arts contribution.
Well, hello.
Hello.
How are you? Excellent. Our music award is not given out every year because previous winners have really raised the bar.
It's true. But we do value and honor the contribution that the music students make to our program, and we're excited this year to be offering a music award.
That is true. This person was in choir.
This person was in We Will Rock You.
This person has over 50 Friday performances
Wow.
done over the past 4 years.
Wasn't this person in Where I've Been?
Yes, this person was in Where I've Been. Yes. This person has written over 20 songs.
Nice.
Yes.
I've heard that they keep just a simple Hilroy notebook.
You know what? At some point, we may have to take some photographs of that and make it a little bit digital.
It is the digital age.
It is. It is. This person plays guitar and piano as well.
The song Nessie sticks in my head.
Yes. This person can also sing a song by Christina Aguilera. She's a true fighter.
And it's no joke that she can sing Belinda Carlisle.
That's right. So I think it's Brandy Carlisle.
Brandy Carlisle,
But we'll
right.
go from there.
Yeah, sorry.
You're stuck in the 80s.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
So do we announce it right now?
Yes.
Yes. Our music award goes to our broken record kid, Kylie Dino.
No pomegranates.
So, Joanne Thurrett was a longtime phys ed teacher here at Moncton High School. In fact, our weight room is named after her today. And we're so pleased to have the Joanne Thurrett PE and Leadership Award presented this year by Miss St. Pierre.
This annual award is given to a deserving candidate who has participated on sports teams at Moncton High School. They will have taken most of or all the physical education courses at Moncton High. This candidate will have volunteered inside and outside Moncton High School. This person will have a strong leadership quality and possess superior character. This person will have left a lasting impression over their 4 years at Moncton High School within the athletic community. This award is to honor Joanne Thurrett and her many years of service towards physical education and sport in the Greater Moncton area, particularly at Moncton High School. This year, we are fortunate to have 2 deserving candidates. Both young ladies excelled in each of their PE courses and were tremendous leaders within the school and the community, and were more than willing to take any initiative necessary to make their class better. Words to describe these individuals would include dedicated, committed, positive, helpful, and polite, just to name a few. Their work ethic is outstanding, and they are tremendous role models within our school. Both ladies volunteered their time with the Special Olympics program, as well as the Children's Wish Foundation. They were also very committed to athletics at Moncton High School, putting in hours upon hours of practice and game time on the field and on the court. They have left a mark here at Moncton High School with their incredible leadership, personality, and helplessness to others. Congratulations to Mackenzie McClellan and Kayla Murray for winners of the Joanne Thurrett Physical Education Leadership Award.
I'll now call upon Mrs. Wood and Mr. Pellerin to speak for the Outstanding Performing Arts contribution.
And now we're back again to
We are.
present the Performing Arts Award.
This award is not always given out as well.
Right. The person that is receiving this award has been very involved in the dramatic arts at Moncton High School.
This person has performed in a lot of our Friday performances.
Yes, and there were a lot of show tunes
A lot of show tunes, like from Broadway
and Disney.
and Disney. It's true. This person was also a performer in the musical Where I've Been.
And that person was only in grade 10 at the time.
Right.
Hmm.
It's true.
Wasn't this person also asked to write a show?
Yes, to write and direct a show with her peers.
Well, she is a capable author, director, and performer.
And she can also dance.
So a triple threat.
That triple threat is yes.
Yes. And our Performing Arts Award goes to
Micah Branch.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to our award winners so far. When I first saw this next award, I was taken aback at the creativeness, but also the names that were put on this award. The Gordon M. Tingley Award is most recognizable by being a shovel. It's also referred to as the Digger Award. The Digger Award, or the Gordon M. Tingley Award, is awarded to a student who over their 4 years shows commitment, extremely hard work, perseverance over difficult times during seasons, specifically in the last 2 years over the COVID seasons. We'll now ask Mr. Ash to speak on behalf of our Gordon M. Tingley Award winner.
I had the pleasure of meeting this young individual 4 years ago when she began her tenure at Moncton High as a grade 9 student. At that time, I could not believe how complete a person she appeared to be at first meeting her. During her 4 years, she competed in soccer, volleyball, cross country, and track and field. My involvement with her was through athletics, and I was always impressed with her effortless abilities to run and her endurance. I just wish other sports were not pulling her away from being able to be a competitive runner. In soccer, she was a perfect captain who led by example, and her personality rubbed off on her teammates. She made the jump to the senior team in grade 10 and continued on with those same traits. In volleyball, she brought positivity to the team and was always smiling and in a good mood. She was willing to accept feedback and used it to push herself to improve upon her skills. She was a team player and offered encouragement to her teammates both on and off the court. Outside of school, she found time to be a competitive curler and was a member of one of the most competitive teams in the provinces. That was culminated in 2020 when they actually finished fourth at the Nationals. This past season, unfortunately, their current curling season was canceled due to COVID restrictions, but I'm sure that they're looking forward to building on this success in the future. The winner of this year's Digger Award is Carly Smith. Congratulations, Carly.
So along with the Digger Award, we're now into the big portion of our ceremony. The reason that we decided absolutely we had to have an award ceremony in the first place. So the Crandall Male Athlete of the Year and the Levangie Female Athlete of the Year are up next. And it has to be taken into consideration that not always an easy choice at the best of times in a year where football became touch football and hockey was part of a season and basketball had 4 games and some of the biggest programs didn't get to run. We had long discussions about how to come up with the recipients. So things are based a little more on a career, time spent at Moncton High School over a 4-year period. And hopefully we got it right. We feel confident about our choices. So here to present the Male Athlete of the Year is Mr. Plattis, followed by Mr. Troy McKenzie for the Female Athlete of the Year.
Unfortunately for our student athletes and teams, our sports seasons look very different this year. There were many stops, starts, interruptions, cancellations, and other changes to how sports could be played. However, our athletes demonstrated understanding, resilience, and perseverance throughout. Your Purple Knights provided us with many outstanding performances and highlights, and I'm thrilled to be presenting one very deserving student athlete as Male Athlete of the Year. A winner has had a very distinguished athletic career at Moncton High. Whether it was on the ice, field, or court, you could always be sure you'd be in for a treat and witness to some spectacular play. Our winner came to us in the 9th grade, beaming with potential as a multi-sport athlete. As the hockey coach, I was trying to convince him that he could play that year despite his size, or lack thereof. He became an affiliate player for us that season, and I recall during his first practice, a grade 12 player came to me and said, "Man, he's really good. He's 4 years younger and he's already better than me." That grad was right. When getting feedback from his other coaches, the common theme was that he was in a total package, an outstanding athlete, teammate, but a better person and a joy to coach. Don't let his quiet personality fool you. He's a fierce competitor. On the baseball diamond, he pulled off one of the best plays Coach Evans has ever seen, the old hidden ball trick. On the volleyball court, he could be counted on to make a key play when coaches West and Rand needed it. Out in the golf course, he represented the Purple Knights with great pride as team captain and often counted as the team's low player during competition. On the ice is where he really excelled. Once he finally joined our team in grade 10, he never looked back, winning many team and league awards. During his grad year this year, he was named to the all-conference team as well as the league's top defenseman, a first for a Moncton High player. We've had many spectacular athletes walk the halls of MHS over our long history, and this year's winner is no exception. We are all looking forward and excited to see what the future will bring this young man. On behalf of all your coaches and teachers, a huge congratulations goes out to Austin Black as your Male Athlete of the Year. Congratulations, Austin. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. First off, I want to thank all the organizers for putting this event together. Things like this just don't happen, and because of our staff here at Moncton High School, things like this, during a time like this, do happen. I know that we are all very thankful and appreciative that we get to celebrate these achievements by our students. My name is Troy McKenzie, and I'm the varsity girls basketball coach here at Moncton High School. Tonight, I have the honor of presenting the Moncton High School Female Athlete of the Year to someone that I have known and coached since she was in grade 8. This young lady is one of the most amazing Purple Knights that I've ever known. Yes, she did play soccer, volleyball, track and field hockey, and most importantly, basketball. On paper, she's one of the most athletic females in the school, and choosing her as this year's winner probably wasn't a difficult decision. Being her basketball coach for the past few years, I could attest to her qualities and characteristics that make her the obvious choice. But there is much more to her story than most people would know. Let's talk a bit about her basketball for a moment. It wasn't all skittles and rainbows for Maggie, as most people might think. She had her ups and downs over the past 4 years, but she bounced back every time. She was a bench player at first when she came to me in grade 8. Then she became a starter here at Moncton High School on the JV team. And then she took on a significant role her grade 10 and 11 year with the varsity girls. This year she was a starter again, but more importantly, she was our leader. She had to work for everything she got with me, and she knew that. If she ever decided to write a book about her journey here at Moncton High School with regards to basketball, I'm sure it would be a #1 seller. These collective experiences, the good, the bad, and everything in between, created the person that she is today. She's passionate, committed, caring, strong, talented, courageous, and most importantly, resilient. Yes, these are some cliche words used to describe any athlete of the year, but Maggie is much more than just any athlete of the year. She's so much more. Maggie Bellemare has a basketball story comparable to the football movie Rudy. She overcame so many obstacles and the odds were never in her favor. But with her determination to succeed, she overcame these hardships to be one of the best basketball players on our team this year. I want to bring you to a moment this year that we played in Miramichi Valley. We traveled the hour and a half up there and we played against a very feisty Miramichi Valley team. And the whole game, it was back and forth. It was a tough game. It came down to the last 30 seconds and it was a tie score at the end of it. So we had to go into overtime. So we went to overtime. Half of my girls are fouled out at this point. But Maggie's still on the floor, so there's still a little bit of hope. The overtime ended. The score was tied again. We go into double overtime. Same thing happened. Score was back and forth. It came down to the last 7 seconds and we're down by 2. We had the ball. And I remember looking over at my assistant coach and saying, well, we're going to have to compete a lot harder the next time we play this team. And I remember my coach, Jen George, said, you never know, anything can happen. So we ended up down the ball, got in the hands of Maggie. Maggie took a shot from half court. And as the buzzer sounded when the ball was in the air, the ref called a foul. So Maggie Bellemare is off to the free throw line to shoot 3 free throws to win the game in double overtime. First one goes in. The second one goes in. And Jen looked at me and said, Coach, we just won. Maggie took that third shot and it went in. We won the game. The girls were very excited. And it was a really, really touching moment for me to see Maggie take on that challenge and knock down those 3 free throws when we needed them. We got back to practice the next day. We celebrated a little bit. At the end of practice, my girls have to make 80% of their free throws. And so we were short. We were short maybe 3 or 4 free throws. So if we don't make our goal, we have to run a few line drills. So as the girls are walking back to the baseline, Maggie turned around to me, smiled, and said, hey, Coach, we just got to make 3. Being able to put a purple jersey on this year and compete out there on the hardwood or the turf is nothing short of an award in itself. As we all know, things can change in the blink of an eye, and it can all be taken away. High school sports are literally extensions of the classroom, with these lessons becoming very personalized, where you get to learn a lot about yourself, your peers, and your teammates. You learn about life, you learn about how to be part of a team, you learn about how to be a better person. Your character changes, your team changes who you are and who you become. Being part of a team and sharing these amazing moments with your teammates, coaches, and opponents are irreplaceable and will be remembered for the rest of your life. For some students, your high school teams will be the highlight of your sports. Only a handful of you will be able to continue your sport at the next level. I say this because I want all you younger athletes out there listening to soak in these moments and to never take a practice game or tournament for granted. These days cannot be given back, so enjoy them. Soak in every moment being a Purple Knight. Maggie, you and I have been through a lot over the past 4 years. And knowing that you were the Female Athlete of the Year winner this year, I wanted to give this speech. Trying to hold it together for the past 4.5 minutes now has been pretty tough. And I know in my heart how deserving you are of this award. With the tears I've shed thinking about writing this speech and thinking about you, and then the tears that I know I've wiped from your face over the past 5 years, we could probably fill a swimming pool. Many times I've carried you off the court with a physical leg, ankle, or knee injury. But you don't know how many times I've carried you in my heart, knowing what you've been going through the past year, and how much more I wished I could do. Your season as a Knight has been cut short, but your legacy here at Moncton High School will last forever. People say that coaches will impact more people in 1 year than the average human does in their lifetime. I believe that, but the way athletes impact coaches is deserving of such a slogan as well. Thank you, Maggie, for making me a better person. You definitely had an impact on me. Congratulations on being this year's Female Athlete of the Year.
Thank you, Mr. McKenzie. As we move on to our last 3 awards, the next 2 are what we refer to as our distinction awards. And a little bit of background with those. Moncton High has a sea of fantastic students who achieve great things. They get recognized for it. Some things go without as much recognition. But in our discussions, what we tried to do is pick out a few who stand above the rest. A distinction award is typical to give to somebody who doesn't seek the recognition, but deserves the recognition. Our first presenter will be Ms. Moldecki, and our second presenter will be Mrs. Guy.
It happens every once in a while that I get to work with a student who teaches me. This young woman has reminded me to laugh and smile because she expresses so much joy. Her kindness has reminded me that even the smallest actions can have the biggest impact. Her perseverance has helped me see my struggles as opportunities to become better. Whether it was in the theater program, choir, unified basketball, or rugby, her charm and enthusiasm shone through. On the field, during rugby practice is where I got to know her best. Those killer fitness drills, which made every other girl barf, made this girl beam. They were hard drills and everyone struggled, including her, but to her, these were also opportunities to support her team. So often she shouted encouragement and even laughed and joked with her team as they battled through, and it's impossible not to laugh with her. Watching from the side, I could see ripples of smiles after she joked. Struggles on a team or in her personal life were not walls, but hurdles, and she always tried her hardest to overcome them. A fantastic attitude and the ability to know when to ask for help are some of her strongest strengths. Her focus on a friendship bracelet project embodies her best qualities. Her dedication to making sure everyone got a beautiful bracelet was her in her truest form. She wants everyone to be happy. She wants everyone to feel included. She wants everyone to feel loved. Her heart fills the space that she is in. Her heart shines like her smile. Felicia Frizzell is a ray of sunshine, and that makes us all happier for being in her glow. Congratulations on your distinction award. You have made Moncton High School a better place.
I've been teaching at Moncton High School for 21 years, almost as long as Mr. McPherson. In that time, I've taught about 2,500 young adults. I've been impressed many times by a student's intelligence, humor, talent, passion, innovation, kindness. More than a few times, I've mused, this person is a game changer. It's the nicest thing about our vocation, to be inspired by others year after year after year. Never, though, have I been so certain that one of my students is likely to become a future leader. This year, I've worked with 2 young women about whom I've thought, this person could be Prime Minister. Other people will follow this person, and that will be good for humanity. Tonight, I get to award one of these special women with a distinction award. The recipient is an individual who is whip smart, deliberate, considerate, altruistic, stubborn, and passionate. Her unique set of character traits position her to lead your generation if she chooses to. She has the skills to run the show on her own without you. But here's the thing, she gets what most people don't. She sees the interconnectedness of things, the value in being genuine, of listening, of sharing, of hope mixed with action, the best things about being human. This is what is most special about her. She tells me she wants to be a diplomat, not Prime Minister, but you should work on that. If you succeed, I told her I will quit my job and devote myself to helping her with her campaign. Since she's not offering herself for office yet, I have to be content to honor her with this distinction award on behalf of my colleagues, on behalf of you, all Purple Knights. This distinction award goes to Evan Edwards. Congratulations, Evan.
Thank you, Mrs. Gunn, and thank you for pointing out just how long we've been at Moncton High School. And I could be wrong. I feel like I'm still a year behind you in life, but I could be. You don't look at it, I can't remember. Anyway, for our highest award Moncton High has to offer, a little shout out first, and he won't like that I'm going to do this, but this is the first year I can remember in 14 or 15 years that Mr. West, Mr. C. West, hasn't been on stage handing out one of the major awards, or multiple major awards, because he's so involved with so many things. He is behind the scenes. He's been filming this and giving us directives and plugging things in and making it all happen. So it's sad that he isn't on camera, but it's good for him to have a break. One of his good friends, though, Mrs. West, is going to present our Knight of the Year.
The Knight of the Year award is reserved for a student who has shown involvement in their school community, been an exemplary leader, and demonstrated wonderful character throughout their 4 years at Moncton High School. Though I have worked most closely with this Knight for the last year, I first met them in grade 9 when they were enrolled in my grade 9 visual arts class. This student was one of those individuals who stood out. It was clear from the beginning that she was determined and would always strive to achieve her very best. I was reintroduced to this Knight during the presidential interviews in the spring of 2020. Her interview made it clear that those qualities that I had witnessed in my grade 9 art class, the ones I couldn't quite put into words, were now even more developed. This Knight spoke with confidence about the role she was hoping to take on as student council president. She spoke in a way that showed her passion about wanting to be a president for all Knights, and she quickly became the student council president of the 2020-2021 school year. As an advisor of student council, I have had the pleasure of working with a variety of young leaders. It is safe to say that I have never, in all of my years teaching, encountered as strong a leader as the recipient of tonight's award. During a time of absolute chaos and confusion, this Knight was the calm of the storm. In the face of a global pandemic, this Knight did not waver. She led her council team through unprecedented times by organizing opportunities for both in-person and virtual school-wide activities. She remained ever present through social media as she communicated weekly events, activities, and opportunities on the Moncton High School Instagram page. She acted as a student voice, sitting on both the PSSC and the DEC committee to bring forth concerns from a student's perspective. She was a voice of social change, heading up various fundraisers in our school community. And this just sums up her role as president over the last year. Historically, this Knight has also been involved in music programs at the school, cheerleading, and student leadership, all while maintaining consistently high marks and pushing herself to take high-level academic courses. Now, you may not know all of these things about this year's Knight of the Year, as she often hides from the spotlight. She prefers to work behind the scenes, ensuring her role as president is fulfilled by working tirelessly to meet students' needs. In other words, she's not after the glory of her title, but instead lives for the day-to-day grit required to make constant, consistent, and meaningful change in her school community. When I think of the Knight of the Year, undoubtedly I think of a leader. Someone who, when faced with the hardest of situations, rises to meet the challenge. Someone who, when derailed, seeks not to focus on what they could have done if the odds were different, but what they can do with the situation they've been given. I think of someone who, when facing adversity, rather than shying away from it, leans into it. This year's Knight of the Year is a shining example of all of these skills and so much more. It is my absolute pleasure to present the award for the 2021 Knight of the Year to Emma Legier.
Thank you, Mrs. West. Just before I call upon Mr. Farrell for the evening's closing remarks, I I think it goes without saying to say thank you to Mr. West, Mr. C. West, Mr. Pellerin, Mr. Poirier, all the people behind the scenes for producing this award ceremony. We'd love to have you here in person. Hopefully next year we'll be able to do that. And as always, I'd like to thank my co-MC, Mr. McPherson. I always look forward to doing this with you every year. But as you've heard through the speeches, the most important thing and the biggest impact is you, the students. Without you, we wouldn't be able to do this. You've heard some emotional testimony from some of the coaches. You've heard some interesting stories. You leave your mark with us. We see you, we see what you're doing, and we're proud of you for everything that you've done. So on behalf of all of us at Moncton High, thank you for your participation, your integrity, and your commitment through all our programs. I'll now ask Mr. Farrell to close off the evening.
On behalf of the entire Purple Knights community, I recognize and really commend all of the students who take part in our performing arts, our athletics programs, and any extracurricular event that we have in our school. You are leaving a legacy. Everything you do builds character within yourself and also adds to the history and lore of Moncton High School. Your families and your support systems should be commended on developing the structure they have and paving the way for you to be part of this evening. We thank them also. Individual award winners and the historic Big M Award winners, a special thank you for the print that you left behind on our school and our community. It will never be forgotten. Lastly, none of this is made available without the volunteers who dedicate all their time and effort to do what's best for students. From the crew that we have working this right now as I speak, also to all of our advisors, our instructors, our coaches, we could go on and on. Takes a village to raise a child, and wow, do we ever have an amazing group of volunteers here at Moncton High School, and we commend you for this. Thank you so much for the fantastic evening, and as from the rest of the Moncton High administration and our staff, we wish you all a terrific evening.